This is the second video of the chapter Verb Basics. In the first video, we have discussed about marginal auxiliary verbs, and in this video, we are going to discuss about modals and primary auxiliary verbs. In order to learn the whole chapter of verb, you have to start with the part 1. This is the second part of verb basics. See, as we all know, there are three types of helping verbs: modals, primary auxiliary verbs, and marginal auxiliary verbs. We have already discussed about marginal auxiliary verbs in the part 1 of verb basics. In this video, we'll consider modals and primary auxiliary verbs. So let's start from modals. So modals are the verbs that only work as helping verbs. Modals are the verbs that only work as helping verbs. They do not behave as main verbs. So the verbs that come under the category of modals are can, could, will, shall, must, might, would, should, ought to, may, etc. So all these words are modals, and all these words can only be used as helping verbs in the sentence. They can't be used as main verb in the sentence. And in this video, we'll consider all these words and grammatical rules related to these words. So starting from can and could. So first we'll figure out that what basically these words denote, where we have to use these words, and in what kind of sentences we have to use this word. See, can is used, or you can say could is used to denote power, ability, and capacity. These two words denote power, ability, and capacity. Also, could is past tense of can. Could is past tense of can. Okay, so he can lift the box. So if he can lift the box, he must be some muscular kind of man. So in this sentence, can is denoting power of a man. You can go now. In this sentence, we are giving permission to the subject of the sentence of going. He can study for 4 hours at a stretch. So it's his ability to study for 4 hours. So in all this, in the first sentence, power is denoted. In the second sentence, permission is denoted. And in the third sentence, ability is denoted. Now we'll consider few examples of could. He could do this work alone. So the sentence is in past tense. That's why we have used could here. One thing you people have to learn is that with models, first form of verb is used. Always remember this thing, that first form of verb is being used with modals. So that's why we have used do here, which is the first form of verb, and still the sentence is in past tense. You could accompany me if you wish. Again the sentence is in past tense, and again we have used first form of verb with could, as we already know that modals always take first form of verb with them. Okay, sometimes we also use can or could in order to show possibility. Can generally show negative possibility. Negative sentences are those sentences that contain not in them, and can is used to show negative possibility. Could can also be used to show possibility, but it's used to show remote possibility. And by remote possibility, we mean the thing which has very less chance to be possible. जिस चीज़ के बहुत कम चांसेस होंगे पॉसिबल होने के लिए, उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम कुड को यूज़ कर सकते हैं. It cannot be true. So in this sentence, we are showing negative possibility. There could be There could be a bomb under your chair. इस सेंटेंस में बहुत ही कम चांस है इस बात के पॉसिबल होने के लिए. दैट्स वाई वी हैव यूज्ड कुड हेयर, बिकॉज कुड इज यूज्ड टू शो remote possibility. Okay. Another thing which we have to learn about could or can is that we can't use these words with able to. कुड और कैन किसे डिनोट करते हैं? एबिलिटी को डिनोट करते हैं. और एबल टू भी किसे डिनोट करता है? एबिलिटी को डिनोट करता है. सो इफ we'll use these words together, then the sentence will become superfluous. So we can't use could or can with able to. Okay. Now we'll learn about may, might, and must. So might is past tense of may. Must is used to show possibilities and compulsions, the things that are compulsory for us. May and might both are used to show possibility. But might is used in past tense and may is used in present tense. See, must will be used in those sentences which will have greater possibility, जिनके पॉसिबल होने के चांसेस बहुत हाई होंगे. In those sentences we have to use must. And may and might are used to show possibility, may in present tense and might in past tense. Let us consider a few examples. He stays in 5-star hotels and mostly travels by air. He must be rich. See, why we have used must here? The one who is having so much money that he can stay in 5-star hotels, he can mostly travels by air, that means there is 99% chances that he is rich. So that's why we have used must in order to show a greater possibility. Some other examples. He may come tomorrow. He might have come here. We ran fast so that we might catch the bus. We also use may in optative sentences. Optative sentences. Optative sentences are those in which we either pray or we wish for someone. May is also used in optative sentences. Let's consider some examples. May you live long. May God bless you. Okay, so now we'll discuss about shall and will. So we all know that there are three types of person in English language, that is first person, I, we, second person, you, and third person, he, she, it, and they. Okay. So with first person, in all kind of sentences, we use will, but there is an exception, and the exception is that in interrogative form we have to use shall with first person. I और we क्या होते हैं? First person होते हैं. In all other sentences we can use will with them, but the exception is that in interrogative sentences we have to use shall with them. Okay. Shall I go? Shall we dance? I will go there. you will come here. So as far as first person is concerned, we have to use will in all sentences except interrogative sentences. In interrogative sentences, we have to use shall. Now we'll talk about second person and third person. With second person or third person, will use will. Whether in interrogative form or in some other kind of sentence, we have to use will. See, but an exception exists here also, and the exception is when we have to denote a command or a promise or a threat or a compulsion or advice, then we use shall with second or third person. In interrogative form, in all other sentences, we have to use will with second or third person, but whenever we have to denote command, promise, threat, compulsion or advice, then we have to use shall with second or third person. Have a look at some examples. He you shall be awarded. So a promise is denoted in this sentence. Trespassers shall be prosecuted. This is a threat. You shall be here for the meeting. This is a compulsion. You shall leave room at once. It's a command. So in denoting all these things, we are using shall with second or third person. Now we will discuss about should and would. Should and would. Should is generally used in sentences to denote legal advices. Would is past tense of will, and should is past tense of shall. Should is used to denote legal advices. Would is used to express past habit.